to 0907 224 5018. High Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
It's a beautiful, beautiful Monday morning. It is the 10th day in the month of July 2023. I have been anticipating this beautiful Monday morning, and thankfully it is not raining. You're listening to your urban lifestyle station, High Impact 102.1 FM. My name is Esther Kalu, and this is the sound of your urban newspaper review. But I'm not doing this by myself. Good morning, ADT.
Good morning, Esther. Wouldn't you like a Monday where it rains?
Look, I don't want that, okay? It rained this whole weekend. Let the rain just take its break or something.
What do Nigerians want? Every time we pray that, the sun is still hot, and now the rain comes, we're like, please, rain, go away.
The rain is too much, right?
Yes.
Let's get a balance of it, you know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope people on the island can relate, yeah.
Where? Don't throw shades. This ADT, easy. It's newspaper review, please. Don't throw shades at anyone, even those on the mainland. There are people that they are suffering from the flood and things like that. But if you're listening to us this morning for the very first time, you are welcome. And this is the point rather where we review papers from different dailies: the Punch newspaper, the Guardian newspaper, the Vanguard newspaper, and the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. And I believe that it's going to be a swell time even as you interact with us. When it's time for us to open the phone lines, you get to talk to us. I know ADT is used to that already, so you know him, you know his voice on your urban lifestyle station. But now we're going to be reviewing the papers together. Get ready to let us know your top story. We have the Punch newspaper, the Guardian newspaper, the Vanguard, and the Daily Trust. Like I said, ADT has a paper with him, except he wants me to start.
I know, ladies first, go ahead. But let me see, you're looking beautiful this morning as well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, please.
Thank you. Even though when I said hello to you this morning, you gave me one eye like that. But
no,
we'll talk about it after the review.
Definitely.
All right, let's go to the Punch newspaper this morning. Ministerial appointment. National Assembly awaits nominees as Tinubu sends list to DSS, EFCC, others. And this is on page 2 on the Punch newspaper with 2 riders. Head of service reshuffle secretaries ahead of minister's arrival. Orders Tuesday resumption. So like tomorrow, Tuesday, resumption. Permanent secretary writes Gbajabiamila, Akume, and security chiefs, others on redeployment. So there's a lot of shuffling going on as we speak, talking about ministerial appointments and the National Assembly awaiting nominees. Beneath that, we have presidency. I worked against Atiku, says Fayoshe. It's on page 20, and Fayoshe has been making some statements recently, but this is what we have on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Beneath that, we have Adamu NWC members on collision course over APC account audit. Okay. NDLEA arrests Delta Church workers, seizes drugs in state. This is on page 4 and 5, and you can get more details on the Punch newspaper. Let's see how much more we can take. FG to shut online banks pestering debtors. Come on. This news is, oh wow.
I like the way you said, oh wow.
I mean, because the stories.
You had to add the O to the wow.
Look. What do they call them? Is it fishing? I'm trying to remember what they call them, but this online
loan sharks.
Yeah. ADT, you're brilliant. Come on. Oh my.
I went to school, University of Lagos, to be precise.
Oh, okay, nice. About to start bragging. Okay, fine, all right. But for the federal government to shut these online banks pestering debtors, this is a headline that I think a lot of Nigerians can relate with. Those who have had to fall into their traps let's not even get into the details right now, but you can let me know your top story. If you've had an experience with them, call us, let us know, and let us know any other top story you have in mind. 0700-1021-1021. I'll take that again. 0700-1021-1021. That's the number to call. 0907-224-5018. That's where you can send us a WhatsApp message. I'll move very quickly now. 18 Benin Republic bound party goers, driver, motor body die in Lagos crash. I heard this report as well before coming on air this morning. Pretty sad one.
Saw pictures as well, and it was gory.
Yeah, it was. I didn't see the pictures. I just heard someone who talked about living in that area, and he talked about, I think it's the Badagry axis, where you have two sides of the road, and he said one of it has been fixed, the other has not been fixed. So oncoming vehicles, in fact, it's the fixed road is now serving as a service lane, so everybody is plying that part. So this is sad, and I hope that the government quickly attends to the needs of those people, talking about their roads. Beside that, we have immigration officer shoots protester dead in Ogun community. I really wish you could stop getting news like this, but we have a call this morning. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Good morning. Please turn off your radio. Yes, I can hear you. Please turn off your radio and just listen through your phone.
I've done that.
Yeah. All right. What's your name? What's your name, and where are you calling us from?
Okay. This is Emmanuel from Ogun State.
Okay.
Now, I want to speak concerning security in the country, particularly in the southeast, where we have cases of iPod, and so on and so forth. But what I know that since this thing has started, I've met that this Peter Obi for once spoken against it. You see? So, but when it comes to that region, our Igbo brothers saying the Northerners, they know everything about Boko Haram, let them speak up. But now, they are, blaming federal government now for what is happening in the southeast. It shouldn't be so. You see? So this, sentiment, tribalism that has, it is so deep in the fabric of the country, particularly southeast, it's very, very worrisome. You see? So when it comes to issue of Igbo, they carry, take the case of that lady that forged result. Imagine Obi executive, a highly respected woman, jump up. He stood so low.
Manuel from Ogun State, thank you for calling us. And we really appreciate your opinions. I'm just thinking that, things that you're talking about, it's not
haven't been addressed yet on the review.
Yes, and besides, it's not directed to one tribe in the country, so we don't direct one situation to a tribe. We just analyze what's on the papers and give the report. So you can give us your analysis constructively. But do well to let us know your top story this morning. 0700-1021-1021. That's the number to call. Above the nameplate, we have cost of living. More Nigerians may join the jackpot train as hardship worsens. I don't know.
I saw a statistic a couple of days ago about the number of Nigerians that have, in the massive exodus out of the country in the last decade, and numbers is quite worrisome. Hopefully, the things changes, and we find more reasons to reside in the country that we are born.
Yeah.
And like I always say, one day things will get better.
One day. But the writer to that story says subsidy removal, rising inflation, threatening livelihoods. I'll take that again. Subsidy removal, rising inflation threatens livelihoods. 9 million pushed into poverty. This is on page 2, and you can get more details on the Punch newspaper. Beside that, and the last headline on the Punch newspaper this morning, Tinubu emerges ECOWAS chair, rallies members against coups. And that's on page 7, and that's on the Punch newspaper. Do well to let us know your top story. 0700-1021-1021. We're streaming live on Twitter at High Impact 1021 FM. We're streaming live on YouTube at High Impact 102.1 FM. You can leave a comment and we'll take it up from there.
Still taking stories across Nigerian dailies this morning. I have with me the Guardian newspaper. Headline reads, 5 ex-governors, technocrats lead Tinubu's 42-man cabinet. Obviously, the Nigerians have been waiting with bated breath for, the president to release his ministerial list. And I guess we have it. It's time for it to be, screened and, announced and made public, in due quarters. But reports have it that 5 ex-governors, technocrats, lead Tinubu's 42-man cabinet. On page 6 of The Guardian this morning. Below that, of course, we have Tinubu emerges ECOWAS chairman, commits to democracy in sub-region. We'll take this call before we move on across the page of The Guardian. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome to the show. All right, please call us back there. We have another call. Good morning to you. Welcome. What's your name?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, good morning. My name is Emeka, and I'm calling from Ikorodu.
All right, welcome, Emeka. Let's have your thoughts.
Yes, please let me talk about these loan sharks. I think we are fully in support of this federal government move.
Please
talk about not to scrap them, but to sanction them. Because they have been a victim. You collect a loan from them, and you exceed the payment time. They begin to curse you and threaten you, and at the same time, every day interest goes on it. Every day. You collect 50,000, and in 2 weeks, you are going to pay 21,000 something. The interest rate is too high. So federal government should please look into that for us. There's no job outside. These loan sharks, they give us possible loan to roll over things, and we appreciate them. But they should be regulated. Thank you.
Thank you, Emeka. He just stated it from his experience.
Regulation.
Yeah. But do well to let us know your top story this morning.
Also on The Guardian this morning, ECPA hired to destabilize Southeast, frustrate Kanu, released to enrich self, says Ohaneze. Also below that, on page 8 of The Guardian this morning, terrorists killed 231 persons in Mango Council. Is the headline. I do not like it when I see stories of sad incidents on the page of the and particularly because Mango is a place in Jos Plateau State, which of course I had the chance to go, peaceful place, and it's quite sad to see quite around 231 persons killed in that place alone. I'm trying to imagine the number on a nationwide scale. Hopefully the government and appropriate agencies will step in.
Yes,
and finally, last solution to the security issues in the country. We have a caller on the line. Let's see who we have here. Good morning to you. Hello, good morning. You're live on radio.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Go on, we can hear you. Looks like you have to call us back.
All right, call us back. Still newspaper review on High Impact 102.1 FM. Please let us know what story catches your fancy this morning. Number to call is 0700-1021-1021 or leave us a message on WhatsApp. Number on WhatsApp is 0907-224-5018.
All right, from the Guardian newspaper, we move to the Daily Trust newspaper, but do not forget, you can let us know your top story this morning, 0700-1021-1021. We're streaming live on YouTube at High Impact 102.1 FM. You can leave a message in the comments or watch us live and let us know your top story this morning. From the Daily Trust newspaper, I am reading a very delicate headline here. The lead caption says, "Why local rice price continues to rise, millers and farmers are giving us this report. They are telling us why your price, the bag of rice, is rising. If you want to know why, you can get more details on the Daily Trust this morning. And it has 4 riders. First, blaming corruption, inadequate paddy supply, and poor irrigation. The next says, seek subsidy from federal government. I'd like to ask ADT, would you prefer subsidy on rice or subsidy on fuel? Although the one on fuel has been removed, but do you mind having subsidy on rice?
I feel the issue of subsidy wouldn't come in if we as a country, try to maximize our manufacturer output. Really, the reason all of this is because things have not been put in place optimally to locally produce those products.
Yeah.
And once this come into play, we won't have talked about subsidy
at all,
and the
right?
like. So I feel the real issue should not be subsidizing, it should be manufacturing and creating an enabling environment for manufacture. Luckily, the government took a right step last week, removal of tax on locally manufactured vehicles. We hope that can also extend to other parts, of the industry as regards manufacturing.
Well, that suspension, some people are saying that it's just maybe delayed. I don't want to use a very hard word on that, but it's something delayed that you might meet in September. So I mean, what's the point? But like you said, really, there should be an enabling environment where these things, where we would not even need to mention subsidy. But the third rider says Tinubu must wade in. This is coming from citizens. And lastly, on this particular rider, it says we supported 4.57 million farmers. This is according to the Central Bank of Nigeria. If you know the Anchors Borrower scheme, you would know what I'm talking about. But that's it on the Daily Trust on that particular headline. Away from that, we have Tinubu emerges ECOWAS chair, advocates regional counter-terrorism. It will really be nice to have regional counter-terrorism so that, as Nigeria is dealing with issues of terrorism and maybe Sudan or ECOWAS is West Africa, let's say Ghana, Senegal, Cameroon, Togo, we can all just have counter-terrorism dealt with, in a very, very effective manner. Away from that, we have 15 bodies recovered. 78 houses burnt in Plateau. I think that's the same headline you talked about.
In Mango.
Yeah, in Mango. This is coming from Macban. Pretty sad.
I guess the Guardian gave an overall number to the lives that have been lost in the conflict in the last couple of months.
Yeah, aside that, these numbers keep rising. As the reports are updated from time to time. But really hope not to see these kinds of headlines, really, as we have new service chiefs already working. Sokoto butcher killed by Amotekun in Oyo. This is on the front page of the Daily Trust, and as much as we can take on the Daily Trust this morning, do well to let us know your top story. 0700-1021-1021. That's the number to call. 0907-224-5018. That's the number to send us a message.
And from the Daily Trust this morning to the Vanguard newspaper, screaming headline: Government of ex-president must account for $5 billion Abacha loot. Is the headline of the Vanguard this morning. Right after that story, Federal High Court orders administrations of ex-president Obasanjo, Yaradua, Jonathan Buhari to account for the repatriated funds. Sarab urges Tinubu to obey court order. Let's see the progress that will be made with this. Probes and accounts. Hopefully we get something meaningful out of this one. Also on the Vanguard this morning, just above the nameplate, curfew as 12 die in fresh attacks on Plateau communities. This is a story, of course, that Daily Trust and The Guardian also, published on their own papers as well. Also on the Vanguard, Benue death toll in Ukum local government attack hits 30. Governor Alia, APC condemns bloodbath. And it's quite sad, like I said, like you also said, that stories like this are making, the rounds these days. And, hopefully the security chiefs and, security agencies will step into action and solve this as soon as possible. Because, a government is incapable when it cannot provide security of lives and property for its citizens. Also on the pages of the Vanguard this morning, banks in earnings windfall under high interest rate regime. Right after that story, earnings from lending up 46% to 1.4 trillion naira, rises faster than loan portfolio. Another rider is loan book up 18.7%. Experts see danger of high NPL ahead. Also on the Vanguard this morning on page 8, lobby for juicy committees intensifies in Senate. Of course, I saw a particular headline on a particular newspaper this morning that says, the scramble continues for spots, in the Senate. And of course, now that, The president has released his ministerial list, and we're filling key positions in the Nigerian House of Assembly. We're going to be seeing, hopefully committees spring up, and different chairmen or different senators are selected to chair those committees. Also on the pages of the Vanguard this morning, on page 8 as well, Buhari not in exile congratulates Tinubu for emerging ECOWAS chair. This is coming from the aide to the former president, Buhari. Also on the Vanguard as well, page 13, 200% hike in tuition fees will lead to massive student dropout. And I think this has been the question a lot of Nigerians have been asking now that, the new regime, and the student loan, will it mean that there's an increase in tuition fees? And what is the extent to which, this is going to impact on, not just the students themselves, but also the families of the students involved. And hopefully this is just nothing but one of the stories that makes it to the headline but doesn't see actual execution. 200% hike in tuition fees will lead to massive students dropout. Also on the pages of the Vanguard this morning, misconduct, PSC demotes CP to DCP, reduces ranks of 8 others. Talking about the Police Service Commission holding officers accountable for misconduct and the actions they've committed in the course of their service to the nation. Also on sports on the Vanguard this morning, Man United drop interest in Osimhen as PSG targets him. All right. The question is, where is the young Nigerian headed? Nobody knows yet.
Really, where?
Where? Well, I'm sure Nigerians are waiting to see where the talisman heads just as the transfer window winds up. All right, you can reach out to us on WhatsApp 0907-224-5018 or call us on 0700-1021-1021 to let us know what stories you want to react to on the pages of the dailies this morning.
Before we move away from the Vanguard newspaper, I just want to mention a headline on the Vanguard inside the papers. And it's touching because I've heard people react to this, and I don't know if you've noticed. ADT, it says economy, more children hit the streets in search of what to eat. And you'd see a child carrying vegetables on her head, and you see the rider says they now hawk wash cars in traffic. A lot of people are complaining that the number of children that are now begging these days at different bus stops. I'm trying to remember the bus. Is it Yanowuru now? I know somebody was trying to bring that up, that it's rising. Is that Yanowuru? I can't remember the bus stop now, but that it's rising, and that as much as we take it as a normal thing, it's not new to see children hawking in Nigeria, but the number is rising, and it's on the Vanguard. Yes, it's becoming alarming.
I think very true. You go around, around the Jibo, just around the Jibo on the bridge as well, some parts of Ikeja as well.
Wow.
Just mostly the bridges around Lagos. If you happen to go around there, you see a lot of child hawking on those areas. And the question is, what exactly can be done to reduce this? Like you
would see it's mostly about the economic situation, right? You would see during COVID when we had ease of, there was a time where we could probably go out 3 times a week or something. You see, in that lockdown, those times where we had to go out, I saw children hawking. Exactly. And I felt like, oh my God, if this child is out here hawking, maybe the whole family is out as well, looking for money, but it's a delicate conversation, and if we have the time when we come back from the break, we'll probably get into that. It's 7:30 already.
Join us Mondays to Fridays at 7:05 a.m. to 8 a.m. for freshly baked stories on the newspaper review at High Impact 102.1 FM. Follow us on social media at High Impact 102.1 FM or call 0700 1021 1021. You can also send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224 5018. High Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
If it's public opinion, expert analysis, information that matters to you, we have it on record Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. on High Impact 102.1 FM. Call us 0700 1021 1021. WhatsApp 0907 224 5018.
Drums, please. 'Cause it's summertime.
Come feel the High Impact Summer Experience. Hello, I'm talking about the largest indoor and outdoor games and ride facilities in Nigeria, High Impact Planet Amusement Park. Come on down with your family, friendship groups, or bring yourself. There's something for everyone. Introducing our Super Summer promo packages for individuals and groups. These promo packages grant access to fun games like animatronics, mini playgrounds, bumper cars, skating rink, and haunted arena. There's more. Pre-booked group packages get one extra ticket free, and vouchers to play other games and rides can be purchased within the park. Date 22nd July to 3rd September 2023. Fridays to Sundays only. For more information, visit our website at www.highimpactplanet.com or call us on 081 422 99509. High Impact Planet Road, Kilometer 12, Lagos Ibadan Expressway, opposite Mountaintop University, Ibafo, Ogun State. Terms and conditions apply. High Impact Planet Amusement Park and Resort, the destination of choice.
Welcome back to the newspaper review on your urban lifestyle station, High Impact 102.1 FM. And yes, it's the second part of the conversation. And our guest is already on the line with us. He joins us virtually to discuss the headlines this morning. He is a legal practitioner. Tunji Abdulhamid, good morning, and thank you for joining us on the newspaper review this morning.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. Nice to be here.
Yes, let's move to the headlines. I mean, one of the headlines that's been getting a lot of attention, and I'm sure that it's getting your attention as well, is the ministerial list. We have 5 ex-governors, technocrats lead Tinubu's 42-man cabinet. I'll talk about, first of all, the riders, El Rufai, Ganduje, Bagudu, Badaru, Wike penciled for portfolios. Are you surprised with this, list? First things first, that these names that are penciled for portfolios already, and in another headline, their names have been sent to DSS and EFCC. 2 questions: what's the importance of sending their names to these departments? Yes, to these bodies. And then, are you surprised with those that made the list?
I'm not surprised at all. If I thought it must be the correct list.
Okay.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised in any way. I know that ministerial appointment is always for political, compensation, and that is not to say that some of those who have been mentioned are not don't have the capacity or are not qualified. I'm not talking about qualification now. They are talking about people who have been in government for years, who should be rested right now, are still being considered to come and continue from where they stop. In other words, some people who have been in government for over 30 or 20 something years are still being recruited as a minister. When would that now be opportunity for other people to come and contribute their own quota to the country? I'm not surprised in any way, because I know in politics there's no way, as a president who has been supported by these people, you want to compensate them. And most times, most of these people that have been appointed are even given the leaders in their own state, in terms of their political party. Rather than being somebody or nominate people or somebody else, they will nominate themselves and become a minister again. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not surprised. It's not a new thing for me. It's not surprising for me. And even those people you are calling technocrats, they are also politicians. They may not be open. They may not be open. They are doing their politics behind. It's not everybody that comes to that participated in the rally or whatever, that are member of the party. There are some people who are behind. They are working behind the scene. Yeah. Those are the people who...
But I mean, normally in things like this, since you said you're not surprised, don't you think that in delicate positions like this, you probably want to work with those in work environments generally, you want experienced hands, numbers of years of service and things like that. Do you think that's the idea behind this as well? Maybe just working with experienced people?
Yeah, it may be the idea, likely be the idea, but I've said it too. I'm not saying they're not qualified. I'm not saying they're not Nigerians. I'm not saying they're not. I'm saying they've been in government for long.
Okay.
When Even when you're in civil service, no matter how good you are, the time you'll be asked to go home and retire. These people are always there. So some of them, for the past 20 years, they don't have another job than political appointments. And they become multimillionaire or billionaires. And nobody's asking questions as to how to get their money. Because of our mentality in Nigeria, once you're in government, you must be rich. We see government as a place where people make money. We don't even they consider that, look, they are in government to serve, not to make money. But in Nigeria, when you see somebody has money, they will say, don't you know he's a minister? He was a minister. Don't you know he was a former governor? So they see it as a normal place to make money and to get a lot of things. Fortunately for me, that is what it is. I'm not surprised. I'm not even. It may not be different if other parties have become a president. I'm talking about if it's PP or a Labour Party or another party. It may not. The only one that may be a bit different may be that of Labour Party, because and those who also make the list will not be people who are new. It will still be people who are in the old wine, in the new bottle or whatever.
Really, you think so? You think that, if whatever party it is, you still be names that are known. There won't be new names.
The same thing. Be the same thing. If it's in the Labour Party, may like be hearing people like Obi Polisi, Obi Party Tomi. These are people who are not new. They're not new in the system as well. You be hearing the Okubi and Co. Are they new? They are not. They are also part of the system for long. They've been there. So as far as I'm concerned, the only thing is, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not surprised. That's what I'm trying to go about. Your second question, they send their name to security agencies for purpose of looking at their security background to see whether or not they have any security risk or they have any corruption cases against them. Okay. Unfortunately, they all declare. And after being nominated, they have a case against the government. That's when their offense will now come out. At this level, they will be clear. Okay. Nobody will be said to be risky. They will all be clear that when you get to government or to power and you're not doing the dealings of those in government, that's when they will not bring out the case against you, the offense you have committed in 2014 or 2015. That's when they will not say you are now this and that. Unfortunately, we are not country that we are not serious to do the right thing in this country. I am not. You remember when Magu was to be screened as the EFCC chairman? There are reports about his what's it called? Allegation of corruption or whatever. Yet it was asked to be passed. But after he fell out of the favor with the government, they now brought out those issues and say, so it's clear we are just doing things just for the purpose of confidence, not for the purpose of the development of the country. They are not surprised.
Mr. I have a question, and this question borders on, Esther raised the point about, when it comes to government, one thing that allows for the smooth working of government or the smooth running of government is synergy. And most times it has been the last couple of weeks of appointment for the president, appointing service chiefs, also, reforming the tax committee, as well as making appointments. And of course, the ministerial list is one of them. Now, the question is, looking at, the powerhouses, as a paper called this morning, that were in the lists. Are you confident, or what can you say? Are you confident in the fact that this will be a smooth running, and it would not be a pain in the neck, if I may say, for the current president? Because if it were to be political, if it's appointing what to be political, it means most people, there will be a clash of interest as to what should be done for the people and for the government, as to what should be done, for the personal interest of the parties concerned. What are your thoughts, Mr. Tunji?
Are you talking about the ministerial, the alleged ministerial list of people who have been nominated? The
people who have been nominated, yes.
There are people who the president believes he can work with him. These are people he believes they can achieve his objective for him. And so, as far as I'm concerned, until they start work, until they will see what they want to do, I'm one of those people who don't believe in effort alone. I believe in outcome results. So no matter how good you have done your best, if your effort did not bring any result, as far as I'm concerned, you have not done well. So the president has the duty and responsibility to ensure that he delivers. And thank God he has said that, look, don't pity me. I applied for the job. I danced for it, and it was given to me. Okay. So it is his responsibility. If you like, let him put people who will not achieve anything. It is him that will be blamed. Although Nigeria will suffer for it, That's the unfortunate part of it, that we will be the one to suffer for the consequences of their non-performance. You see, the problem we have in this country is that, look, most of the appointments that are being made are not being made just because they want to develop the country. Are being made for the purpose of a future election. People who can deliver, who can bring results when the election comes. And that's not the truth. And that's why you see most of the people who are being compensated now. Yeah, when it's time for election, they also replicate and then they bring back results for the party.
As sensitive as this matter is, I also like us to talk about, something that the Guardian newspaper touched, which would somehow tilt towards the cost of governance. On the Guardian, I'm seeing also, still on this headline, that being anticipated is the unbundling of some large ministries into 2 or 3 to create enough portfolios for cabinet members. And the Guardian listed some of the ministries to be touched, including Works and Housing, Agriculture and Rural Development, Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, and Youth and Sports. So if we're unbundling, that's the anticipation now. If it happens indeed that some large ministries are unbundled into 2 or 3 just to create enough portfolios. I know in another state they were cutting down the number of offices, and in another part of the government we are trying to create more portfolios. Isn't this going to affect the cost of governance at the end of the day?
Well, of course, they have been clamoring. People have been asking that the ministry should be reduced, the MDA should be reduced. That some agencies they're not supposed to be standing alone. They're supposed to be under a department, under a particular ministry, but they're standing alone. So if you have all these things matched together in a way, it may likely reduce the cost of those political office holders.
No, they are actually unbundling them into make some large one into 2 or 3. So you have a large ministry, and this is just an anticipation on the Guardian, and they are breaking it into 2 or 3.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying when we are talking about reducing the number of ministries that we have, more to it will add more to the cost of governance in this country. Because you see, when you have a particular ministry who's supposed to be a department under another ministry, the head of that ministry will also be accorded the same responsibility with those other bigger ministry. In other words, whatever that those people minister in a particular, assume a bigger ministry is entitled to, the one that is being given the one we consider small will also be entitled to the same parallel of office. And that's why I said it will be a benefit to those who will be heading those ministry and not to the country. It will add more to our cost of governance. And you see, the government has not shown, particularly the government has not shown that look, it's ready to cost of the governance. They are only trying to push all the burden on the masses. The masses are the one being asked to tighten their belt, while those in government are releasing their belt to get more food into it. As far as I'm concerned, we need to work more on that. I expect from today that if a government who wants to lead by example, who wants to reduce costs, to lead by example, by saying for Aso Rock, we no longer need this huge amount of money for feeding. No longer this amount of money for computers in every year in Aso Rock. We no longer need this money for this and that. All those unnecessary paper money, newspaper money, and all those allowances that are being given to them at Aso Rock. I expect that the president will say so. Look, I can feed myself, I can feed my family. Don't budget billions of naira for me as a Aso Rock feeding. To go and spend it for another area that will depend on our people. That's why I expect that same way of doing things is the same way we are going, and we expect a different result. The same manner in which those who have left the office are operating the office in terms of the cost is the same way this government are doing, but they are expecting the masses to tighten their own belt. It's unfortunate that we are not doing the right thing and we are expecting different results.
Mr. Tunji, the list has been called a list of political unity, or the cabinet of political unity, by people in many quarters because of the fact that, it has drawn different nominees or proposed candidates, from different party lines. Is this a good one, or is this a right step on the part of the president like that, to galvanize people across party lines and, encourage the concept of unity in Nigeria?
For me, if you look at it, I will not say it's a good one, because indirectly you are killing the opposition. And then because I know in Nigeria, even if you are not a politician, once you are appointed into those who call technocrats, once they are appointed into the government, they become a member of the party automatically, or indirectly.
So you feel that's an invitation to become part of the ruling party?
Even if you are not there, if you are not a member of the party directly, you become a member indirectly. Because when election comes, you want to retain your position and you want to work for the party to retain the office. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a way of capturing the state. As far as I'm concerned, for those who don't know, they will say it is a national government of national political, what do you call it now?
Unity, cabinet of political unity.
Because some people are even calling the government of national unity. That cannot be government of national unity. It's government of bringing people who can work for you together for another election together. As far as I'm concerned, it's a way of killing the what's it called opposition, and that's what you see what happened in Lagos State, whereby the one party dominated all the affairs in the state, because all those oppositions have been captured and they've been put under the rug of the ruling party. So as far as I'm concerned, it's not a good one for us, because there won't be strong opposition to challenge the government in power so as to do well. So knowing that, once you know fully well that, look, when election comes, you win, you do whatever you like.
Okay.
For me, it's a good thing for me.
Okay, I like to, if we have the time, really, I like to talk about two headlines. But first, the court is ordering federal government to account for $5 billion recovered Abacha loots. Well, the Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered the federal government to provide the details of how it spent about $5 billion loots recovered from late General Sani Abacha. And I just want to ask, really, we've been hearing about Abacha loots, and all of that. So if indeed the federal government is able to account for this, what difference does it make, really?
Yeah, the difference is that it's now mandatory on the part of the government to do that. Okay. Because with court order, it makes it mandatory for the government to do that. And for me, I see this one as a litmus test. So for the government to Bola Ahmed Tinubu as to how to do what we do with rule of law, whether it will respect the rule of law or whether the government will be the same way we have been having. Because I know as an organization has secured a more court order against the government up to during the last regime of yes, up to date. None of them. I'm not aware of any of them that have been complied with. So I want to see whether or not this government will say, look, I am different. I want to. Rule of law is one of my campaign promises. I will respect the rule of law. So this is now going to be a test as to whether or not they will obey. Because I don't see why they would want to say appeal this kind of a ruling or judgment. Because I don't see why you will say give accountability. Accountability is part of the government.
Okay.
When you want for good government to exist, there must be accountability. And rule of law is also one of them as well. If you look at UNDP criteria for good governance, rule of law, accountability are part of the 8 major criteria for it. So if like I said, it's a test for the current government to see what they will do when it comes to obeying a court order, whether it will be in line with the former administration, or they will say, look, we are different. I want to do it differently. Rule of law must be obeyed. It's not very difficult. Just give us the list of those of the money, how much is owing, how much is being recovered from Abuja, and how much has been spent. What was it spent for? Who are those who are handling the project, or who are those handling the project or that's being used for? So in that regard, to be able to know, because Abacha loot has been used to do for so many other things. Whenever anyone is recovered abroad, is Abacha loot. As if Abacha is the only person in Nigeria, or as if Abacha was the only person that was in government at that particular time.
All right, a question before we let you go because of our time, and it's on the emergence of the president of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Ahmed, as you know, the chairman of ECOWAS. What does this mean for the country, first of all, and what does it mean for the region?
Well, it's a good one for us because it shows that probably strategy is being respected, because Nigeria has always been the leader of in Africa. For a while, we have been the leader to the background. So maybe we are taking our position back as a leader as a leader in Africa. So probably the sagacity and the strategy has affected them, and they've seen a hope in him. Probably they believe he can lead the ECOWAS to a better situation. And it's a good one. Congratulations to the president. And it also shows that, look, we are now in the forefront. But not only to be in the forefront in terms of being the president of the, you must be able to do things that will change the situation within the community.
Okay, thank you so much, Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid, for joining us on the newspaper review this morning. Our time is fast spent. Really wish we could continue the conversation, but thank you so much for joining us and sharing your thoughts with us this morning.
Thank you for having me. Have a nice day.
You too. It was, the conversation this morning on the newspaper review is, if you're a regular, you know how it is from time to time, but you can always leave a message when we are on air interacting with the guest. If you have questions, you can leave us a message 0907-224-5018, and we can take your questions, ask the guest while we are having that conversation. I wish we had the time to continue, but our time is fast spent. But of course, we'll be back here tomorrow morning at 7:05 a.m. to give you the headlines, and you can follow us across our social media platforms, High Impact 102.1 FM and News Around the Globe _. You get more details there, more information. You can send a message to any of those social media platforms and we'll pick it up from there. But till I see you next time, do stay safe. My name is Esther Kalu.
And Damilola Akinla is my name. Good morning. Have a beautiful Monday.